This evening, surveillance footage leads to capture of suspects in Lusignan supermarket robbery. Minister of Labour voices concerns over GUYSUCO protests, calls for workers to return to work. Government grapples with alarming 2023 road safety crisis. New campaign targets speeding and drunk driving. In the region, Panama introduces measures to halt flow of migrants through DARIEN Gap. And internationally, more than 70 reported dead in fire in South Africa's Johannesburg. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for September 1st, 2023. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, Ghana faces an alarming road safety crisis in 2023, marked by 92 accidents and 110 fatalities, including 3 children from January 1st to August 31st, 2023. President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali has instructed the Acting Commissioner of Police, Clifton Hakin, to lead a new traffic campaign targeting the main culprits: excessive speeding and drunk driving. The President noted that the issue warrants the urgency for a comprehensive approach involving strict law enforcement and robust awareness campaigns to change drivers' behaviors. Minister of Home Affairs Robertson Ben said the Ghana Police Force will have to take more decisive actions to tackle the increase in fatal road accidents.
We are concerned about inconsistencies, aberrations in the way people behave. We have been requiring, demanding more to be done in respect of speeding, drink driving, impaired driving, whether it's drugs or cell phone use and those things. A lot of the driving around with loud music playing, with speeding and all of these things are examples given by adults. And so those are issues we have to work on. The police are going to give us again an updated or revised, even now again, traffic plan. And they are going to take stronger action. We expect them to do so.
Vigorous law enforcement, including traffic regulations with appropriate penalty, is critical to deter reckless driving. However, public awareness campaigns are equally vital, educating citizens about the dangers of speeding and drunk driving. These efforts can significantly influence drivers' choices. Substantive progress can be made in enhancing road safety by combining enforcement and awareness. This requires active involvement from communities and individuals, as every life saved contributes to a safer Guyana. In other news, the Minister of Labour is expressing concerns and disappointment over a protest by field workers at Blairmont and Albion Sugar Estate who are demanding severance pay from GUYSUCO. The ministry points out that discussions between the recognized unions GAWU and GUYSUCO concluded that these workers were not entitled to severance pay and no industrial dispute exists. Additionally, the ministry notes that the issue that led to the protest, the workers' return to Rose Hall Estate, has been resolved. Therefore, the ministry believes there is no need for its intervention as there is no industrial dispute or negotiation breakdown. The ministry also highlights the importance of dialogue before taking industrial actions and expresses concerns over possible politicization of the issue. It urges the protesting workers to return to work and hopes for a resolution through mutual agreement in the interest of all parties. The release of surveillance camera images by the Ghana Police Force has led to the capture of 2 suspects involved in a supermarket robbery in Lusignan on the east coast of the Marara. The arrest individuals, 25-year-old Mason Ryan Goodluck and a 29-year-old vendor Jamal Seymour, both of Sussex Street, Georgetown, were apprehended after the police received information from the public in response to the CCTV images shared on the police Facebook page. One of the captured suspects is believed to be the mastermind behind the robbery, while the other is thought to be one of the armed robbers who held up the cashiers. During a search of their residence, police discovered clothing items matching those worn by one of the suspects seen in the surveillance footage during the robbery. Charges are pending for the arrested individuals, while the search continues for the remaining 2 suspects involved in the robbery. The robbery occurred when 4 armed motorcycle individuals targeting a Chinese supermarket in Lusignan. They robbed 2 cashiers at gunpoint before escaping on 2 motorcycles. Stick around when we return. Government kicks off Indigenous Heritage Month with $60 billion investment for hinterland communities. And President Ali presents state commissions and warrants to new officers in the Ghana Defense Force.
Oh gosh, what's this? Me son can't read or spell. Stop! 0 out of 20. Is what I gonna do here?
Let's start improving your child grades today. Register for our primary or nursery department. Hidden Treasures, we're located at 204 East Half Charlotte Street between Camp and Alexander. Or contact us at 6490373.
I can call them now.
Hidden Treasures, discovering gems in young minds.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
All we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you want to know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, Gov't seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radhika went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. Indigenous Heritage Month begins today and continues throughout September. This month is typically set aside to honor and recognize Indigenous communities' unique heritage. It is a designated period during which Indigenous peoples celebrate and showcase their culture, traditions, languages, and contribution to society. The observance of Indigenous Heritage Month aims to heighten the rich cultural diversity and contributions of Indigenous people, while also addressing issues such as land rights, social justice, and the preservation of traditional knowledge. This year, the government is investing over $60 billion in various transformative projects in the Ghana's hinterland regions to improve the lives of the Indigenous peoples. President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali announced this commitment during his address at the National Two-Shop Council dinner at State House on Wednesday evening. These projects encompass education, healthcare, agriculture, sports, and youth development, aiming to bridge the gap between coastal and hinterland regions. The president pledged $100 million from the supplementary budget to support the development of community grounds and recreational facilities. President Ali commended Amerindian leaders on their focus on food security and agricultural food system, emphasizing the importance of self-reliance and sustainability in food production. The Ghana Defense Force held a ceremony at State House in Georgetown where 21 new officers and 2 warrant officers were presented with state commissions and warrants by President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali. The state commissions signify appointments to serve in the National Guard, while state warrants are issued to warrant officers for recognition within the Ghana Defense Force's military structure. President Ali emphasized the importance of their new roles and responsibilities within the military hierarchy. He stressed the importance of command, decision-making, and leadership skills in their positions. President Ali encouraged the officers to learn from and emulate their experienced seniors. The new officers are expected to spend a year on rotation within the state, become proficient in Spanish, and receive education in various aspects of foreign policy, diplomacy, and defense. They will also undergo training at the University of Guyana in strategic studies and orientation courses to prepare them for their roles in preserving and upholding Ghana's constitution. Don't go away after the break. African Union suspends Gabon's membership after military coup, and more than 70 reported dead in fire in South Africa's Johannesburg.
Problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. It's Credit, and today all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, white spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you wanna know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, Gov't seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radhika went to the supermarket and she papa buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized care, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness. Or join our Becca Phonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. Panama's government has launched a new campaign to try and stem the flow of migrants through one of the most dangerous places in the world, the Darien Gap. Record numbers of people are trying to cross the difficult jungle terrain where drug traffickers operate. Al Jazeera's Alessandro Rampieti reports.
Another day, another record number of arrivals at this migrant center on the edge of the Darien jungle. Exhausted men, women and children get in line to get registered by Panamanian authorities. Most have come from Venezuela, Haiti or Cuba. Others have traveled from as far away as China and Sudan, hoping to reach the United States. Some can barely stand after suffering injuries in their treacherous journey. Those with the $40 for a bus ticket to the border with Costa Rica get ready to leave. Others, like Angeline Castillo and her sick 5-year-old daughter, are pondering their next move. She says they were robbed in the jungle and barely survived.
We had to ask people for a piece of cracker for my little girl and a little water, as sometimes we ran out. I felt exhausted before reaching the first canoe. I had no more strength, but I prayed to be able to continue for my children.
For years, a growing number of migrants have been forced to pay criminal groups to cross the Darien jungle between Colombia and Panama. Nobody knows how many have died trying. Panamanian authorities say their numbers have more than doubled this year, 70,000 people in August alone. They expect to reach 450,000 arrivals by the end of the year. A number that is overwhelming Panama's capacity to process them and also polluting the once pristine jungle with.
We're confronting the biggest migration phenomenon in the world, and we're trying to do it in the most responsible way, but we're also inviting the rest of the countries involved, the origin, transit countries like ours, and the destination, to jointly share responsibilities.
In April, the United States, Panama and Colombia agreed to try and crack down on the smuggling rings that bring the migrants through the jungle. But Panama says that due to a lack of information sharing and of joint action on part of Colombia, nothing has happened.
Some migrants here say they didn't understand how dangerous the trek was going to be and warn others.
I saw Nepalese, Syrians, Asians, Africans, people from all over. Please don't take this risk. The fact that some of us make it through unarmed, thank God, is not enough. Don't do it. I saw people getting shot. Everything in that jungle can kill you.
But fleeing conflict and the dream of a better life remain irresistible for many migrants ready to risk it all in a crisis that continues to grow. Alessandro Rampieti, Al Jazeera, Panama.
Internationally, the African Union has suspended Gabon following Wednesday's coup. After seizing power, the military cancelled the election results in which President Ali Bongo was declared the winner. The opposition say it won the election and is calling on the military to finish counting the votes. Al Jazeera's Nicholas Hay reports.
Generals in Gabon gathered to pray for the success of Brice Oligui Nguema, the general that took down the 55-year-long Bongo dynasty after staging a coup on Wednesday. Nguema arrested Ali Bongo after he was announced the winner of Saturday's presidential elections. The coup sparked celebrations in the capital.
This spells the end of all the killings that my forefathers' parents and I have experienced. This is all now over.
For the last 50 years, we have been ruled by a bunch of gangsters that pillage the country's resources and have made our people beggars.
Our elders can't afford healthcare. Young people are unemployed. The situation has just gotten worse for a country that's so rich.
$6 billion worth of crude oil were exported last year. Gabon is a country rich in natural resources where most live on less than $2 a day. The junta have accused Bongo's family of high treason, accusing them of stealing billions from state coffers. Meanwhile, the African Union has expelled Gabon. The UN and the EU, including France, the former colonial power, have condemned the coup.
Tiens à rassurer l'ensemble des bailleurs de fonds. We would like to reassure all donors, development partners, as well as state creditors that all provisions will be taken to guarantee respect for our country's commitments, both externally and internally.
Nguema is expected to be sworn in as president of transition on Monday by the Constitutional Court. This once trusted confidant of the Bongo family and France appears to some a continuation of the past.
He is an insider of the regime, so it shows that this is somebody who understands the inner workings of the regimes, particularly within an apparatus as strategic as the defense and security sector.
The political opposition and civil society members call on the junta to complete the vote count, saying the presidential elections were marred by fraud. Nguema is seeking to unite the country. For his supporters, the coup is an opportunity for a new beginning in a country that has lost trust in its leaders. Nicholas Hawke, Al Jazeera.
And finally, a nighttime fire ripped through a rundown 5-story building in Johannesburg that was occupied by squatters and homeless people, killing at least 74 people, emergency service in South Africa's biggest city said. Some of the people living in a maze of shacks and other makeshift structures inside the building threw themselves out of the windows on Thursday to escape the fire, a local government official said. 7 of the victims were children, the youngest one a 1-year-old, according to an emergency services spokesperson. Al Jazeera's Famida Miller reports.
A fire like this has not been seen here for years. Rows of dead bodies, evidence of the inferno that engulfed the building in Johannesburg city centre.
People were jumping, we heard people screaming, and some of them, they were jumping with their luggages. There was fire, too much smoke, and the fire started from the first floor of the flat going up. So the people inside the floor, the ones who were at the 3rd floor, 4th floor, it was difficult for them to escape the fire.
As the search and recovery operation began, Treasure Lee looked for her missing daughter Janet. She had lived there for about a year. The 5-story building was abandoned but home to many illegal occupants.
I'm confused, I'm scared, I'm traumatized, you name them. I just want to see my daughter alive. That's all that I want. Whether she's burned, I just want to see her.
The fire started in the early hours of the morning while many slept, giving them little time to escape from overcrowded conditions. The building was leased by the city to a non-government organization which looks after homeless people and drug addicts.
If you suspect that you have lost your beloved one, go to Frederick Street, they will assist you.
But many refuse to move, watching and waiting for word about their loved ones, wondering where they'll sleep tonight. Some hang on to the little they could grab as they ran from the building. While it took firefighters about 2 hours to extinguish the flames, the search and recovery operations have gone on for far longer than that. Police are investigating what caused the fire and why the building was illegally occupied and overcrowded. City officials say there are at least 700 abandoned buildings here which are being illegally sublet, taken over by informal landlords, charging people for accommodation. Many survivors don't know where they'll sleep next. For Treasure Lee, all she can do now is look for her daughter in nearby hospitals and morgues. Famida Miller, Al Jazeera, Johannesburg.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's Safe TV2 headline news for this Friday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. We will be off for the weekend, but you can tune in on Monday at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other and do have a wonderful weekend.